Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews, and that's how I do it. So yeah, before we get into it, we got the Beat This competition coming up, and it's a Halloween theme this time. And it's going to be interesting because, usually we do that every year, and it's always a Halloween theme. It's scary. You got to have a scary beat and all that stuff. And that's actually a challenge because, you don't want to just make some... like a hard-hitting beat or something like that. You want it to be actually scary, so that's the whole point of it. It's the whole theme. It's Halloween, all that stuff. So if you're planning on competing, make sure the beat scares everybody that listens to it. So, yeah. All right, so let's get into it. First up, we got Arvin Armani with Bozzy Means Game. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Arvin Armani with Bozzy Means Game. This one's interesting because the thing with this is that the beat is really good. I like it. Okay, it sounds very, very smooth. I think the drums could have a little more life to them, whatever. But it is a smooth beat and everything. Very nice keys and all that. I think the only problem though is it just doesn't sound much like a hip hop beat. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm saying that is because the problem when you're using plugins and all that, right? When you're using stuff like that, software and everything, is for hip hop beats, is that it's too easy to get sidetracked, And I found that many times when I'm making beats like that, I use a plugin, a VST, whatever, and you come up with a nice melody and stuff, and you make this whole beat, but then when you listen to it later on, I'm like, then you realize, oh shit, like it's not really hip hop. You know what I mean? And it's very hard to make one. You listen to trap beats and stuff, and that's why they follow this formula of for making a trap beat or whatever, because that's what works. When you start doing something smooth like this, even though it sounds very nice, it's just that when you talk about hip hop beats, it doesn't really fall in that category too much. You know what I mean? Like it sort of does, but not really. I think if you added some vocals on top of this, then okay, yeah, you could say okay, it's a hip hop beat or whatever, but it really isn't. And that's why people have to be careful. I'm not saying that everyone should sample or whatever. I'm just saying is that when you're using plugins, you just have to make sure you're careful with how you're using it, because this sounds more like an R&B type beat or whatever, and almost like on a jazzy side or whatever. So just be careful with that, because the beat's very nice. I like that, but you just need to have it more, hip hoppy or whatever. So for that, I would say, maybe have some harder hitting drums, something that sounds harder. more of like a gutter bass line or something like that, just to bring more life to it, to make it sound like it's more hip hop than it really is, so just keep that in mind, because plugins are great, but sometimes it's very, very easy to just drift off to another side. Next thing you're making this smooth beat that has nothing to do with hip hop, so yeah, just be careful with that. But for what it is, it's a very nice beat, very smooth. I have no complaints about it, but except that the hip hop thing. But yeah, very nice, very well mixed and all that. So, but yeah, just make a few changes and see how it turns out. All right, so next up we got Memento Beats with Slavic. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Memento Beats with Slavic. Sounds like a European beat. It just has like this European flavor to it or whatever. So I guess it's that guitar or whatever. But that sounds really good. I do like it. It's got a very nice vibe to it. Drums are definitely on point for sure. And the guitar is very good. Although I wish, like when you do that build up part, I wish it was a little different. Like it's kind of, I'm not gonna say like annoying, not at all, but it's just kind of I don't know, I just want to hear something different or whatever. So I guess if there's an MC on it, it would definitely fill that spot, because you would have someone rapping on top of that, and it would make sense, that part that you did or whatever. But anyway, but besides that, I think the main thing was the bass. The bass sounds very good with this. I just think though is that the bass could be better, because sometimes I'll do the same thing. I'll have a bass line where I'll use like some type of bass plugin or whatever, and it sounds good or whatever, but then I always filter it because it just doesn't have that sound that I really like. You know what I mean? Because usually for hip hop beats, you're trying to use like a sub bass type sound or whatever, right? And it's hard to get that sometimes. So what I do is I'll use a bass like the one you have, and then I'll put a filter on it, like a low pass filter, and then that way it just kind of muffles it and smooths it out. You know what I mean? So try doing that, because that's really the only thing. I think the rest is good and all that stuff. I just think that the bass could sound a little grittier. You know what I mean? A little more muffled, a little stronger, a little thicker. So yeah, try that. But for the rest, is good. It's just that, like I said, that little guitar build up thing. It's good. It's just that it's a little, I guess, repetitive or whatever. But yeah. But it's a dope beat. It's got that European vibe. I don't know. I've never really said that to anyone about their beats, but yeah, it sounds European. All right. Okay. So next up, we got No Nonsense Beats with Constantly Looking. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was No Nonsense Beats with Constantly Looking. And yeah, this is a dope beat. I like it. I think the main thing was the panning that you have, because I see what you're doing with it. You have the piano to the left, the strings to the right, and all that. So as I'm listening to it, okay, it sounds nice. It's well mixed. It's just that then you have the smooth keys that come in, and that's nice. It's just that it's very low in the mix, and that's fine. That's what you're going for. That's cool, whatever. But I just think that piano that's to the left, that was bothering me, because that there, like, the thing with panning is that it depends on what you're panning, right? I mean, you know that it's like certain instruments, you don't really want to pan it like all the way like that or something like that. So piano, especially the piano you're using, I would definitely have it just, dead center. Okay, you have it in stereo even or something like that, because especially when you have it just drop in like that, just like, I would have that all the way through, like dead center, because pan it to the left, I want to hear more of it. I don't hear a lot of it pan to the left. So you have those subtle keys which are very smooth, and you want to keep that in the background. That's cool, whatever. But I would definitely have the piano in the center, and the same volume, maybe a little louder, whatever. But definitely dead center, because the drums are really nice. I like that. I just find it's because at the beginning, I guess, when you hear the drums, then the piano to the left, strings to the right, and you have like kind of like this empty space in the middle. You know what I mean? Even though you brought in those subtle keys, it's not loud enough to fill that void. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I'm thinking maybe put that piano dead center, and that'll fill the void, and it'll sound a lot better, I find. So give it a shot and see how it sounds. I don't know, but for what you did, it is well mixed. I just think that because you have this empty space in the middle. You know what I mean? Like those keys aren't too loud. So I need something else to fill that void, and that's the main thing. So yeah, just try the piano, because strings to the right, that's fine, because you want that just coming in and out or whatever, just to complement the rest. But definitely the piano, I wouldn't put on the left. So yeah, left, right, center. All right, so next up we've got On a Calf with Found and Lost. Let's check it out. Right. Okay, so that was On a Calf with Found and Lost. All right, so this one, the thing with this is that I like the whole beat. It's really, really good. Okay, it's just that the main thing is the piano. Okay, it's really dope and everything, but because of the piano being so thick sounding, your bass line was very, very heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Like when clashing with the piano, like I just found everything was very heavy on the low end. What I like to do when I have piano like that is I'll either filter it so that it's like I cut out the low end a bit, or I'll keep it the way it is, but then I'll just use something like one bass note, you know, on the first kick or something like that, like every other bar or whatever, like an 808 or something like that, because you don't want to have that constant, you know, low end going and all that stuff. Because that's the main thing I found, was that the bass line plus the piano, it just made it kind of muddy in a way. But yeah, anyway, it was really nice, well done. I like the vocal snippets, that's really cool. But the main thing was the piano. I mean, it does sound nice, I like it. But then when I heard the bass, I was like, wow, that's pretty heavy, you know. So I think the main thing is, yeah, just to kind of filter the low end somewhat, you know, whether it's the piano or the bass or both or something, you know. So give that a shot, see how it turns out, because I do like it. It's really, really good, you know. And it's almost like kind of like you're going into like a different genre with this beat or something, you know. But it works, you know, because I can hear this like either on its own, like as, I don't know, I'm listening to it, I'm thinking like it's part of somebody's album or something, somebody's like mixtape or whatever. That's what it kind of sounds like. So yeah, but anyway, it's a nice beat. So yeah, just make that little change with the filtering and see where it takes you. All right, so next up we've got the Now Beats with Cali Plug. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was the Now Beats with Cali Plug. All right, so for this one, again, I think it's the low end is the issue here, because the bass is pretty heavy, and even though that's the style of beat you're going for or whatever, I think a few things could be adjusted. Like, for example, your kick drum could be a little fatter, like a little thicker, so that it blends in with the bass, you know. Because I remember years back I was making this beat, and I was trying to get a, you know, find a certain kick or whatever. I had this nice bass line, and then I just happened to stumble upon this kick, and I filtered it a bit, or layered it or something like that. And then when I listened to it with the bass, I was like, wow, like I barely even heard the kick, because it blended in so well. It was like just a perfect frequency with the bass, you know. So I think that's what you should try to go for with this, because you get a thick bass, a thick kick, go with the bass. Your snare with the claps, that's cool, whatever, you keep that going or whatever. But if you get that low end going, I think it just creates a better groove, you know, because right now you're just hanging on to that bass line and just trying to, you know, go around that and all that stuff. And it's okay, but it's just that I just think it could be better, you know what I mean? And I would also do away with that that little vocal snippet thing, the hey, you know, that part. I'm not like it works for your beat. It's just, I'm just saying that because I'm saying you should get rid of it, because I just think it's overused in general. Like I hear that so many times in beats and stuff. So I wouldn't even use that and all that. But I think the main thing though is the bass and the kick. You know, because I just always hated like light kicks like that. I just can't stand that. You know, it's like, it's a kick drum. It should kick. You know, like that's what, to me, that's why they call it a kick drum, I guess. You know, it's like, I want it to kick. I want it to kick me in the ear. You know what I mean? So, yeah, make it fatter, make it thicker. You know, and make it blend in with the bass, because the minute that you do make it fatter, it's going to clash with the bass, of course. So that's when you got to start filtering and layering and piecing stuff together. So anyway, give that a shot and see how it turns out, because I do like that bass that you got, like that synth that you got going and stuff. Got that Cali feel for sure and all that stuff, but mainly the kick and the bass, play with that stuff and see how it turns out. Alright, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in, I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat this time, the winner is, drumroll please, No Nonsense Beats with Constantly Looking. Let's check it out.